morning, Twitch. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Moonies. How are you? Michelle, if you're here, give me a wave in chat. I'm good. I'm good. I am up and at 'em and ready to go. This lo-fi music is so like uplifting. I crack myself up because I can't remember Michelle's doggone username. It will not like pop into my head. There she is, Diva. There's something about your username here on Twitch that my brain won't retain it. So I'm over here trying to search by Michelle. Good morning, good morning. We had a big storm come through here late last night. Made the power blip for just a hot second. It was not out for very long. And then, so there's a lot of trees down around town. World got quite the bath. My temporary tattoo they don't last very long when you put them on the hand. I'm ready for it to move on. As soon as it starts to break down, then I'm like, oh, I don't want you here anymore. You don't have the invite? I did it differently this time. Let me do it the normal way. There we go. I don't know why. See if you get it now. Taking off a temporary tattoo is not as fun as putting one on. I resent the invite, Michelle. Now my hand just looks dirty. It's gonna be this kind of Thursday. How do you usually get the invite? Oh, I see you're getting ready now. You're almost here. There she is. Oh, it's just you're looking spiffy this morning.
I know. I sprayed that. It's that spray that gives you the
A little glow.
yes. And of course, my pup. As soon as I sit down, I just gave you a treat.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good.
I can't believe it's already Thursday. Can we talk about that? This week. I think last week was wonky because of 4th of July, and then this week maybe it's catch up because
Yeah.
I just knew today was Tuesday.
It is zooming by. It is. Do you, when, time is slippery. Good morning, Raph. Thanks
Good
for
morning,
saying
good
hi.
morning.
Time is slippery. Did you read The Big Leap, Michelle?
I started it. I didn't finish it.
I want you to finish it. It's a very chewy book. Let me ask you this. How common is it for you to start a book and not finish it?
Lately, very.
Yeah.
My attention span sometimes is like a little off, to
Yeah.
say the least. And it drives me crazy because like I'll get into it and then I'll have a squirrel moment and then don't go back to it. I probably got about 6 or 7 different books on my desk that I have started.
Yeah. Do you?
See, Mooney gets me.
Mooney. It's funny. I remember when I was young. I've always loved to read. Reading was a self-protective measure when I was young, and and finishing a book, I picked up I picked up a message somewhere along the way that if you start it, you must finish it,
Mm.
even if it's boring, even if you find yourself not caring about what happens. Finish the book. But somewhere in I think it was in my 30s, it just like hit me like, why am I reading this? And I
Right.
started to give myself permission to be done with a book.
Oh,
Just be
okay.
done. And but for me it has to be an an intentional decision. Um, if I say, "Oh, I'll come back to it," when I know I won't, well, I'm just bullshitting myself. So if I'm going to give up on a book or a TV show or a movie, I just say, "Do I want to finish it?" And if I don't,
Yeah,
it's like, I'm letting
I
this
just
one
walk
go.
away. I like that. I mean, these are books that I actually really want to finish.
Mm-hmm.
I just my attention span just says not right now,
Yeah.
not right now. Things that I need to sit down and um, give like my undivided attention to are a little difficult for me to do.
Yeah. So the title of today's live stream is, um, can we talk about blank? What do you want to talk about?
I was thinking about that right before I popped on. I was like, what can we talk about today? When I was, you need to go outside, don't you? We literally just came from outside.
Does the puppy need a bio break? You can
He
always
does.
call for a
Yeah.
bio break.
Yes. I need, what do I need to do?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going to take him out really,
I
really
can,
quick.
yeah,
Sorry.
I'll just,
You'll put me backstage.
yeah, we'll slide her back into the green
All
room.
right. I'll be right back because he is like determined. And we literally just came from outside. I'll be right back. Come on. Come on.
Moonies, is there anything you would like to see talked about today? Man, I forgot to pick up my mail. There are new silicone bracelets in the mailbox, and I forgot to grab them. My my temporary tattoo is all but vanquished. She's back. Good morning,
Sure.
Benicia.
Good morning, Benicia.
So, well, can we talk about the okay, so my cat George, he's right back there. Um George, I took him to the vet on Monday morning because he's been over grooming, and I thought maybe, he needed a change of food or something, and they said no, this cat is just anxious. Like, um this this is classic self-comforting behavior. And like, is there anything going on in the home? I'm like, well, there was, like, for a year and a half it was crazy town in my house. um but it's been really peaceful since March, you know so wow, it doesn't really make sense to me that he's having this reaction now you
Oh
know
wow! So it started after March.
well, he in the spring he was chewing on his behind. And we went to the vet and they gave him some steroids to speed it up. And we're like, there's no fleas in the house. We don't know what's going on. And they're like, I mean, it could have started with one thing and then it just develops the habit and then they can't leave it alone because the healing is itching. So they did the steroids and it healed it up and stopped. But this was new. Like in the last month, we just noticed some fresh,
Right.
like, bald spots. And they said, well, stress, the consequences of stress is kind of mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
And so they put him on some kitty cat Prozac. Um, and it's a transdermal. Like I twist this thing and I rub it in on the inside of his ear,
Oh
and that
wow.
rather than trying to give him a pill or something.
Because that's not fun. I don't know how it is with cats. Like I know with this one here, like we were all out
Yep,
yesterday
yep.
trying to give him a pill.
Yeah, the only kind of meds I've ever given George, the steroids was a squirt in the mouth, and that was easy, easy enough. He didn't like it, but it was easy enough. And this is easy enough. It doesn't hurt him, bother him at all. But I it after after when I was driving home, I was just thinking about the effects of stress on our bodies.
Oh my
It is mysterious. Like everybody reacts to stress differently,
God. Mm-hmm.
and everyone's timeline is different. And what I perceive as a very peaceful home compared to before,
Right.
I do. My grandkids are here a lot, but they don't pester him. They've got cats at their house. I don't perceive that these changes should be stressful, but clearly he perceives these changes to be stressful.
I wonder also, does it have to do with their age? Like as they get older,
Mm-hmm.
things that may not have been very stressful or just like really slight changes
Yeah.
impact their stress, which as humans, we can relate to, things that may not have bothered us years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now it just puts us in a complete tailspin, like,
Yeah.
OMG.
Yeah. Yeah. George is 8, so he's a middle-aged man.
And see, I'm dealing with Yoki. I'm dealing with new pup because he'll be 1 in September,
Yeah.
and we're learning because I haven't had a pet since I was with my parents. So
Really. Ooh.
yeah, we because I had Dallas, and when I had my son, so Michael will be 22 next month. So that's how long it's been since I've had a pet because Dallas didn't do well with Michael.
Yeah.
So I had to take him back to my parents' house. And we have not had a pet, while they were younger. And so Yoki just kind of snuck in on us.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like the perfect pet for our family because he kind of fits in with all of our specialness.
Yeah. I
Because
had.
there are issues like he has anxiety. So I was like, oh yeah, you're my dog. We're taking the same meds.
so when
Gotta love
you
it.
so when you were saying before that you've your attention span, books that you don't want to finish, are you attributing the ability to focus and finish to some anxiety or?
I think it's a combination of some anxiety and then also just I'm in the process of being diagnosed with like adult ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really think I have noticed significantly within the past year or so just my ability to sit
Mm-hmm.
for an extended period of time. Like I've had to shift my whole work, schedule around, okay, let me work on this project for a little bit, then let me sit down and have some Michelle time. But if it requires like my direct focus, and I have to do it at a certain time of day, because after like in the afternoon or evenings, it's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. I was listening to a podcast interview the other day, and um, the guy said he has, I think he called it induced ADHD. Um, in that, and I don't know what people fuss and bother so much about ADHD diagnosis, period. But a lot of people are referring to themselves as late diagnosed ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
And he differentiates and says, I have induced ADHD. He's like, I did not have ADHD as a child. I did not have ADHD as a young adult. I have induced ADHD today.
Interesting.
In that, you know, everything I do has created a short attention span, you
I
know.
can see that. I can see
And
that.
I think I joke in the video game that I play about that I have, you know, game ADHD because
Mm-hmm.
I will sit down to a stream and say, I'm going to go do this now. But then a series of things happen where you have to take, you know, oh shit, I got to do this. Oh shit, I got to do that. Oh, there's a
Mm-hmm.
boss. Oh, like, and then it's like 45 minutes later, I'm like,
What was I doing?
what was I doing? Why can't I keep my thoughts straight? Like, you know, um, and the, and then streaming, if I'm playing and I'm streaming,
Gosh.
then I'm starting stories that I'm forgetting to finish because I've gotten distracted by something in the game. So then I'm like, I've got game ADHD and stream ADHD. But in my life, like I feel like I keep myself on track pretty well until until I have foster daughters, you know, bouncing off the walls and like, you know, life does. I do think
Oh
I
yeah,
think life does induce some attention deficit opportunities, invitations. Um,
absolutely.
but his I what was interesting about his, you know, just his point of induced ADHD is like was had to do with like, okay, so what triggers it? What
Hmm.
triggers the worst of it? And for him it's short videos, um, you know, um, short, you know, 1 to 3 minute videos. Like it's literally training your brain to be rewarded in 60 seconds instead of
I
reading a
totally
book
agree with
where
that.
you do you remember when you used to curl up with a book?
Oh my gosh, I love those times. And you just would sit there for hours and like I
Mm-hmm.
even have moments where there were books where I was like, I know I need to go to bed right now. I should
Mm-hmm.
be asleep. But nope, I gotta read one more chapter. Oh, I gotta read another chapter. And just that whole with social media, like we have been our brains are being trained, like we need to get all of our information in 15 to 60 seconds. And if I
Mm-hmm.
don't, then it's like, okay, I'm off to the next thing.
Yeah.
Which is why I love taking social media breaks just for that reason. And I
Yeah.
make my kids put their phones down and not because they'll be on TikTok and Instagram looking at those quick
Yeah.
little videos. And it's like, nope, we're gonna put our phones down and we're gonna have just, longer length conversations with
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah. Yeah. My my grandson loves to sit with his with my extra phone, and I know what it is he likes is this. The
What's what?
second he's done with
Yeah.
something, the second something isn't giving him what he wants, he's swiping to the next video. And when I say enough phone time, and sometimes I'll say I'll turn on the TV, you know, because I know he loves to play and watch something,
Hmm.
like turn on Daniel Tiger, you know, nice, peaceful, longer stories. And he'll always say, no phone, no phone. And I'm like, no to phone. And I'll just turn it on. And then he'll eventually settle into it. But
And it's the same because I think with us being so focused on just with our phones and shorter videos and streaming, like watching commercials, it drives my family crazy if a commercial comes on.
yeah,
I'm like, it's a commercial. Like commercials were fun. Like we used to enjoy watching. And if a commercial is longer than like 30 seconds, because in the when you're watching like on Netflix or something like that, or if you're what is it, Hulu, when we're
yeah,
streaming on Hulu, like it'll tell you like, okay, 3 minutes worth of commercials,
yeah,
and my son will be like, oh no. I was like, that's the best part because now you know exactly how much time you have. If you need to go stretch your legs, if you need
yeah,
to go take a bathroom break, go get a snack. He's like, no, no, I'm not watching that. No.
yeah.
Can you pay for the can you pay for the one that where we just don't have any commercials? No, no. I'm not
Hmm.
giving them an extra $16 a month just so you can save 3 minutes of your life. No.
Yeah, yeah. I pay for YouTube. I pay for the YouTube Premium so that I don't have to see ads um, on YouTube. It it annoys me when I'm going to watch a 2 minute tutorial and I have to watch a minute of video.
Now
Like
that yes, I can agree with that.
as in and yeah, so I got rid of it. I got rid of that. Um, the it's interesting though. I've been here. I recently dropped a bunch of paid channels because it just builds up over time.
Mhm.
Um, the only thing I kept was Apple TV, Ted Lasso, um,
Not watched
and
that yet. I hear so many people talk
I
about that series.
I do still pay for Hulu. HBO is included in my AT and T bill. It's a
Okay.
bonus with my AT and T, and then of course Amazon Prime stuff and Netflix. So I still pay for quite a few, but I was paying for a lot more, like a bunch of
Hmm.
kids channels and gosh, it was a lot. I think I canceled
It
like
adds up
eight
because you don't
things.
realize it. You
But
don't
I want
realize it.
Freebie. Are you familiar with Freebie? It's part of
Mm-mm.
Amazon. I
And
think
I
it's
have Amazon.
connected to
Okay.
Amazon. Is Freebie Amazon?
And I love Amazon
Prime
Prime because I
Video's
can go on
Freebie.
there. Okay.
Freebie is part of your Amazon account. It gives you a lot of programs, but they are it's freebie because there are commercials. I mean, it that there's no option to turn them off. It's if you want to watch something on freebie, you're going to pay for it with your attention. And when I first thought, I'm like, well, why the hell would I want to do that? But then sometimes it's the only way to watch that program. So meh,
Mhm.
it's like okay, but then I have to tune my brain to expect and deal with the commercials.
Now, what does drive me a little bonkers is when on channels like that when the commercials come at really random spots. Like if it's a full feature movie and
Mm-hmm.
they're splicing it to put a commercial in, and it's like the guy was in the middle of a sentence. Can now I have to remember
Yes.
what the
Yeah.
first part of that sentence is when these 3 minutes of commercials are over. That's the only thing with some of those channels. I forgot what I was watching. Um, I think like on our TV, there's like a app that came in, and so I get caught up in really random movies. Like it's like the
Mm-hmm.
cheesier, the better. That's like my mindless. Just okay, just sit down and just to have a moment. And I was so into it. Like there was like this really intense conversation and commercial. It's like now I got to get back into the mood of their conversation.
There's ads on Twitch. Um, people
Hmm.
can people can subscribe to a channel to stop the ads, and they have a
Okay.
new option. There's I joined it. There's a new. It's like 11.99, and it just turns off ads across the platform. So whether
Hmm.
I'm subscribed to a channel or not, I don't have to see ads. But the the streamer is earning a little portion of my subscription
11.
if I'm
Okay.
choosing, kind of like the KDP program. You know, there's a
Okay.
if if people are consuming your content for free, because they're part of a club, you're earning a portion of what they're paying for that access.
And
Um,
see, as a content creator, I can get behind that. So, like on YouTube, again, if it's a 2 minute video, I don't want to watch a minute,
Good
a whole
morning,
minute
Duck.
video. But if I know that the content creator is getting a portion of what it is, then
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem watching that or, putting my phone down and letting that
Yep.
ad play until I get back to that because again, I'm supporting a fellow content creator
Yep.
that I can get behind.
On Twitch, sometimes we get into a really juicy conversation or somebody's asked a question, and I know on my end that ads are about to start. It tells
Mm,
me, and I can snooze an ad for like up to 5 minutes.
okay.
So if we're in a conversation and I see that an ad's about to stop, I can click snooze so that we can finish our thoughts and make sure, because the problem with like on streaming, if you're watching an ad on Hulu, then it's picking up where you left off.
Right.
But if it's streaming, if there's an ad
You
streaming,
miss all of that.
they've lost that live portion.
Okay.
Um,
And well, that's good to know. So on your end, you see it, but also it's a collective act. So if
yeah,
we're all watching at the same time, then everyone that is
yeah,
not a paid subscriber sees it.
yeah.
It's not sporadic.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
And sometimes they'll, if I'm chattering away, if we're interacting, they'll say, ad, because they want me to stop talking. You're like, ad. And it's like, I see it too, but it depends. Like, if I'm going to click pause, it's going to be because it was an intense back and forth.
Hmm.
Um,
That makes sense.
but I wish, and some people use ad blockers. I That's never been a thing for me as a content creator. I've never wanted to block ads, um, but a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Streaming. A lot of younger stream consumers are using ad blockers.
I think that age group specifically, like they just they don't like them. They don't want them. Like my my 15-year-old, when we're in the car, I let him listen to his music because
Mm-hmm.
it allows me to hear what he's listening to, and it's interesting.
Good morning, Nikita.
Good morning, good morning. But it's so like he has it timed to where he knows like he can cut the song off. He can switch songs like 5 to 10 seconds before it ends so that he doesn't listen to an ad. And he is like intentional about, and if
Mm-hmm.
he gets caught up in a song or if we're talking or whatever and one comes on, like the just complete meltdown. And I'm like, dude, it's a 20 second, like just pause it and talk to your mom for about 20 seconds. What is it? But him, like just watching him and my daughter, like they just like ads are like the devil to them. Like, that's how people make money. It's okay.
Yeah, it's like I want them to keep making TV shows. I
Mhm. All of these between the Writers Guild strike and now the actors might have another pause on some
mm,
of our favorites for a while.
yeah, I remember one of my daughters asked me. She was confused. She was watching a TV show and she was confused about why some seasons were so short. You know,
Hmm.
and I'm like, probably a writer's strike. That over the years, TV shows just had to adapt to not
Yep.
being able to create enough content.
Yep. Fun times. Fun times. I've got some friends that are part of the Writers Guild, and just it's interesting watching them just adapt because they know what's
Mm-hmm.
coming, and then just finding other other sources of income.
Yeah.
'Cause they're not making money because they're
Yeah.
striking, but they believe so much in, of course, why they're striking that they're willing to take that
Yeah.
hit.
The So speaking of like attention and um what, like we're yesterday we mentioned Mooney's, I think brought it. Mooney's and Tish and I were talking about um noticing we don't like something, how something affects us, and microtransactions, um, games and such that have microtransactions add up. Tisha had been playing a game and she'd realized she'd spent $16 on microtransactions last week, and she was like, whoa,
Yeah.
I would not have said yes to a $16 transaction, but I said yes to this. Like really asking like how's my attention being taken up by micro content?
It is. Because again, it's like you're consuming so much, and I think that's part of just the why I sometimes make sure that get off of social media or the computer, my phone, all of those things, because there's so many small bits of information that you're consuming. And for me, it stays up here, it stays in my brain. So it's like I have all of these and I'm like, where did this thought come from? Why am I why are all these competing thoughts? And it's like, oh yeah, I've been consuming about 25 different things between Facebook, Instagram, Threads,
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, swiping up, swiping, and it's like, okay, no. My brain is like, no, you've done too much. It's time to go sit down somewhere.
Yeah. I I'd love to talk about threads for a hot minute. Um my I find myself I find myself really twisted by threads. Um I'm not sure how I want to use it. I I'm not sure.
I think it's so new and there's so much going on there that it's hard to figure that out. Like I've been engaging with people, but I
Mm-hmm.
haven't, like, I'm looking now. I don't think I've posted my own content in probably, yeah, since Monday.
Well, this is a clear example of micro content, and I so the first week or so I was just really intentional of, okay, I'm here, I'm trying this thing, I'm looking for content to respond to. I'm asking myself, what do I want to say?
Hmm.
Um I I don't good morning, Lucky Ducky.
Lucky ducky.
Um I don't know. I don't. It's not winning me over. Like
I can see that. But were you big on Twitter?
back in the day, fuck
Hmm.
yeah. Oh my god. Twitter. Well, but the difference was when I joined Twitter, I when I joined Twitter, I saw who I
Your people.
followed.
That part I know is frustrating to a lot of people.
This and I realized like it can't show me anything if y'all aren't posting anything. But this it's gotten a tiny bit better. The sports stuff has stopped because I was like, soccer players, like, what the hell? What did I do to deserve this?
mean, were there at least like cute soccer players?
I mean, great. They're my grandchildren. The I didn't understand why it was pushing that stuff out. Um, but so it's getting a little bit better. Um, but I can't, social media is not there for me as a consumer. I
Right.
don't want social media as a consumer. I am not I'm not tuning into threads to be fed content.
Right.
That will fucking destroy my brain. I'm
That
there
makes
as a content creator. What do I want from threads as a content creator? I don't know. I don't. So here's what occurred to me yesterday was I need to I need to stop giving a shit about what anybody else thinks.
that part.
I need to not like, oh, what's gonna look cool or be impressive? Like, what? That's what I see a lot of on there. A lot of people posting shit that they think this is gonna be impressive. Threads, I only have 26 followers. I'm not generating conversation here. So
To get people to follow you.
I think I need to, is it a microblog space? Is it the possibility for a microblog space?
I can see that. And I've seen some people that have, like some of the people that have come across my feed, like that's what they're doing. And then also, I think even if it's just some of the general tidbits, like you are a wealth of knowledge and information. So if it's just sharing some of that information, from the content creator standpoint.
Nikita, thank you for the sub.
Ooh. Now, what does that mean? From a prime sub to a tier one sub?
She just spent her own money.
Oh, yay. Thanks, Nikita.
Prime subs are awesome. I get paid either way.
Oh,
But when someone says, I like you this much more because I'm willing to spend my own money,
I like.
you're awesome.
I'm still learning all of the Twitch lingo.
So like I'm deleting a bunch of threads right now. I am officially shifting my
You're deleting
threads. I'm deleting stuff that um where I've had fuckery in my head. Um and I'm changing, like I'm deleting my grandchildren content.
it. Okay.
Um
But that was funny.
well, but that can go on I don't see
It can.
fucking social media. But if
So,
the only way that threads gets my attention consistently is for me to feel like I am sharing useful content and talking about, you know,
but does connecting and just similar to what you do here, like just having general conversations and engagement doesn't feel okay?
but there is no engagement.
Well, yeah. Well,
There's this is where I go, ew, I don't like this. The only people interacting are people I'm already interacting with somewhere else.
what else? That makes sense. That makes sense. You're
Tisha
right.
has commented, you have commented, Alice has commented. That's great. That's lovely. But we could have those conversations anywhere.
That makes sense. So you're not reaching new people.
It's not creating what I want.
Then you know me. I'm
So
totally for bye.
Yeah. So, and here's what if microblogging. So this is Me Skills Official.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I decided that Instagram and Threads are Me Skills spaces.
Okay.
Me skills are the things we do in practice that help us to create a better and better life.
Okay.
Um, Sharing my grandchildren is fun,
Okay.
but it's not it's not creating what I want.
So are you going to adjust what you're sharing on your Instagram as
Yeah,
well?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. When um when I get clarity, I when I get clarity, I get it good. That nope, this isn't what I want.
That makes sense.
I don't know what the fuck I want from Instagram.
But you've said before, like we've had this conversation, like Instagram is not a space that you really cared for.
Well, but so I had, I had built up an Instagram, but I didn't like how it acted.
Hmm.
Um but me skills need some kind of social space.
Where are your people at?
Hold on just a second. What?
Uh-huh.
Right here. Where are my people at? On my
Hmm.
mailing list. Is that what you
Okay,
just
so
asked?
how are they getting, I knew I opened that door wide open because we already know how you feel. Okay. Where, how are they getting on your mailing list?
Through my content
That's on
website.
your blog, because of course that's your other.
The if I fi- but if I find if I why do I why do I want some kind of social presence from me skills?
Hmm.
That's a good question. Like tagging somebody who's going to be a guest.
That part I get. I understand that.
That's always been a good use of
Because
anything.
then, because then you can tap into that person
Yeah.
if they're sharing. I mean, I get that part. If someone's going to be a guest and they're sharing you on their social media platforms,
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, whatever, then it makes sense for them to be able to tag you as
Yeah.
well because that'll bring more people to you. So rather than having a social media platform that you are consistently updating and having to show up on, can you just have like core content on there that kind of says, okay, this is what Me Skills is about, and then highlight the people that are participating in it and tagging them so that they can do it instead of worrying
Mhm.
about updating it on a regular basis?
Mhm. Yeah, I'm definitely not worried about updating it on a regular basis. Um I just want what I post to be purposeful
Mm-hmm.
and on brand. This Instagram is not my Instagram. It's Me Skills
Gotcha.
Instagram.
Me
So
Skills.
no more grandchildren. It's not that no more Instagram. It's not that I'll never post a picture of my cat. I might post a picture of my cat, but it's not
We need your
my
attention.
Instagram. You know,
That makes sense.
it's the Me Skills Instagram. It's I the content there. I wanted to serve and attract people who are interested in self development. Um, and um, it- but not just my content, the practice of self development. So, but threads. So back to threads for a minute.
Hmm.
Threads is very upset that I'm trying to delete my very last. It's confused about my choice to delete the last thread. It's let me delete everything else but this last one. It's like,
Why? Why are you doing this?
yeah, it just I've deleted it 3 times and it's still there.
Keeps coming up.
But here's what if threads is going to serve me skills and serve me, meaning if I'm going to enjoy posting, it's going to be because I treat it like a microblog. So,
I can see that.
um, threads as opposed to, so here's what you're, instead of coming to threads and saying, what am I going to post today?
Hmm.
What, here's, here's, this is my spitball, absolutely willing to be messy. Um, One of the things right now, like I'm, I'm on a mission to eat better for energy.
Hmm.
So, so me skills, the skill would be, you know, I don't know, my self care skills. Um, I would love to have a thread that I add to
Okay.
where I just share like, you know, like today's day 15 of eating better for energy.
Oh, I
You
like
know,
that.
here's how I
Because then when
feel.
I see it, I can go back and see how you have felt.
Yeah. So, but it's all the same thread.
Hmm.
It's not a
Hmm.
new post. It's an update to an existing thread.
Oh, I can do that for my see, you're so smart. I can do something like that for my summer of impact. A
Yeah.
thread of just what we
Yeah.
are accomplishing.
Um, and then like a thread of like, I mean, like what I'm reading.
Hmm. I could do one of what I will eventually finish.
Uh, mm, um, specifically like me skills. Me skills. There's a new speaker every week.
Hmm.
Me skills topics. This week's topic is um, so like just like that, using it. It's for me.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's my microblogs. I'm treating threads like a microblog, and either somebody enjoys it and follows, or
Mhm.
even interacts, or they don't.
Or they don't. But it's what you want to do and how you want to show up. I'm here for it.
So I'm gonna um no hashtags on threads.
No hashtags on threads.
Nobody's putting them in.
They're putting them in, but it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do
It's kind
any.
of like back when people first started using hashtags on Facebook and it did nothing. It was just plain text.
Gotcha. How do you feel about that?
I think I kind of like it. Like I'm on the other end of the spectrum that you are on when it comes to like the because I found like new people to engage with. I still see like some of the people that I like to engage with and that I know, but I found like some really cool new people that I may not have engaged and interacted with before. And I think
Mm.
as a content creator, it takes some of the pressure off of trying to like find the trending hashtag or, you know, have the
Yeah.
highest number of whatever. It's just like just put what's on your mind. So I've been using threads really just for everything. Like I don't have a clear I don't have a clear strategy for it. And I don't know if I want to have a clear strategy for it because I don't know if I want to add another thing to my list. Because again, I'm okay with my Instagram. I've been doing more over on TikTok too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm social media out. And for someone that's a social media like, but I needed to get on it. So I will say I did need to get on it because I teach people how to use social media. So I needed to get on it to kind of get an understanding for it and see how other people have been using it. So I think that's also a lot of what I've been taking in is just watching how some of the larger accounts have been using it, some of the, not so large, and just regular folks like me how they're getting on there and how they're engaging with people and sharing their content.
So TikTok is my messy space where I'm just me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I am purposefully showing up as Kelly the content coach. Sometimes I'm showing up as Kelly the me skills person.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm showing up growling with my granddaughter.
I love that video.
Um like that's I decided TikTok is is just my space to do whatever the hell
Mm-hmm.
I want. I don't get into any fuckery about it. Um cuz cuz that's how I'm consuming content on TikTok. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I get what I like on TikTok cuz I have told TikTok what I like. Like
Mm-hmm.
give me lots of puppy um what is it, overdubbed puppy videos where
Oh
the
yeah.
the voice that says what the
Yeah.
puppy does. Give me all you got of that. I fucking love it, you know.
I love those videos.
Um but also like I just like lots of content from the foster care community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love that TikTok seems to be able to understand I want all this, not just
Mm-hmm.
this. I want
It's getting
all
better.
of this.
I like
Um
that.
and yeah. Okay, so I'm
I think
starting.
with threads, we'll see more of that eventually. I think right now it's just like, let's put it out there. Let's see how people are using it. And we know how. I mean, I think it's going to adapt over time to include some of those other things that, like the hashtags, like the feed of, the people that you follow, all of that.
uh so I'm starting a thread about my eating better for energy.
Okay.
Um there's no Is there a character limit on threads?
I haven't seen it yet. Like, I've seen some long threads. Now I gotta Google. So apparently it's 500 characters.
Oh, really?
That's what. Google says.
Have you ever done keto or low carb anything?
Mm-mm, I have not. Is that what you're focusing on now?
Uh, yeah, as a cycle, like what I'm a compulsive overeater. I officially have like I'm not an alcoholic. I'm a compulsive overeater. My drug of choice is food.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, get yourself something to eat, girl. My bonus daughter is here. She hasn't been here in a while, so she's forgot that the fridge opens.
Oh yeah, because I can see how you can forget that.
um, the yeah. So if I if I say if I say I'm gonna go keto forever, it will
Mm-hmm.
not work. I will immediately begin to feel deprived and resentful, obsess, and fuck it up. You know, what I've been doing for the last probably year and a half is um, well, I work the 12 steps. Um,
Mm,
I,
okay.
I approach it as the compulsion that it is. Um, and um, in so no food is wrong. No food is bad or wrong. It's it's a choice, you know.
Mm,
And so um, I sometimes when I'm ready, I'll just know that I'm ready. I'll feel that I'm ready for a cycle of keto.
okay. Okay. That
And
makes sense.
so it'll typically last 4 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
I'll go keto as long as it feels good, as long as it doesn't feel depriving, and I won't eat bread or pasta or potato chips or anything like that. Just like it's all proteins and fats and
Hmm.
low carbohydrate, high fiber veggies, and my body loves it. My body just goes, "Hell yeah." Like I'm in it's being 2 weeks in, I am in the prime level of energy is flying. My joints hurt less cuz that's the gluten. The gluten bothers my joints, I think.
Mm, okay.
Um
Okay. I've heard that before with others.
but there'll come a point where I'll look into the fridge and I'll resent my choices. And that's when I go, okay, so what now what? Like what's the shift that I want to make? And so then I'll choose something else to lean into for a while.
Okay. I like that idea.
Watching for any kind of obsession. It's it's the obsession that will take me down.
Yeah.
Is getting obsessed about what I'm not allowed to have or obsessed about what I'm eating.
That makes sense.
Um anyway, so I'm starting a thread about the eating better for energy. I'm going to post that and I'm going to come back to that thread as often as I like and update it.
I like.
Now that I've posted that, will it let me delete the other one?
Oh, because you're thinking it may have said no, you have to have at least one.
Oh, it is gone. It just, for some reason, it didn't update.
Yeah, the only thing I have on here is I see on here is the post that you just did and then a repost that you did.
Yeah, I tried to. Is if you refresh, is that post gone? No.
Mm-mm.
I
Nope,
can't
it's still good.
delete a repost. It says I can hide it, but it does not hide. I mean, it's
Interesting.
not that I hate it. I was just trying to have a clean start.
Right.
That's weird.
Oh wait, click on the repost,
Yeah.
the little two arrows, and see if it'll let you
The little
remove
two arrows.
the arrows that go around in the circle where you
Oh,
reposted
remove.
it.
Why are you
Did
so
it work?
smart? Yeah, it did.
Yay! Oh,
It
I can like
did.
totally look at it and see. Yep, the only thing on there is that one.
Okay. You, isn't it great to get clarity?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think that's the season that I'm in. Like there's things like you said, if it doesn't feel right, if it's like why am I doing this? That's what question I've asked myself about a lot of things, and it's like if it doesn't feel right, then why am I doing it? Is it for me or is it because someone told me at some point that this would be something you should do? Nikita says I stayed with my mom this past fall to recover from surgery, and she does keto. I used to beg Mooney to bring me rice and pasta because I miss carbs so much. Nikita, that's me with sweets.
um, the there is I always type the name in when I say it. IMMI. There's a low carbohydrate ramen. It's expensive. Like you go from 25 cents for a packet of ramen to
Hmm.
$6 or something a pack for Emmy, but
Okay.
it's only 6 grams of carbs. It's got a lot of protein and fiber in it, and it tastes pretty good. There's in the past there are some other like ramen alternatives that were pretty gross.
And see, that's the thing that gets me is like if I'm going to eat the alternative,
Yeah,
it has to can it taste somewhat decent? I don't like not good food.
it's all relative. Like, um, I just finished up keto cracks. I just finished a bag of it last night. Um, if on the first day of keto you try this, you're gonna be
Okay.
like gross. Um, because it has 0 grams of sugar.
Yeah, I was gonna say they put that in like really big letters to let you know
Yeah.
you will not get.
Um, the it is very, very, very unsweet.
Okay.
Um, but get 7 or 8 days into keto where your body has had no sugar, and then get offered a piece of dark chocolate that super super like then you're like like it's all about tuning the tongue when
Okay.
it comes
That
to
makes
chocolate. I can get when I'm doing keto, when I'm good into my keto cycle, I can do some deep dark chocolate and love it. But you could offer me the same thing when I'm not on keto, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
mm-mm,
Um,
mm-mm.
this has erythritol in it. Um, but there are some things. It doesn't matter how far I'm into keto. Like keto chips, keto protein chips. They're nasty. They
They
are
don't sound they
nasty.
don't sound appealing at all.
They are nasty 1 day into keto. They are nasty 30 days into keto. They are gross. The texture is just disgusting. And some people some people say oh, they're not that bad. It's like, okay.
You
Does not,
enjoy that by yourself.
it's a texture thing.
So
I
they don't have a chip texture like a potato chip texture.
on the surface, on the first crunch, like the crunch, that
Mm-hmm.
moment feels like a chip, but the chewing of it
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
is nasty.
Mm-mm.
When back when I had my bariatric surgery, that first like 6 months, I was trying everything that was high in protein because the in the beginning it's tough getting your protein
Right.
numbers in to your body each day. And I tried those and it was like, no, they ended up getting thrown away. They're just not okay. But a lot of the other stuff like keto ice cream, you know, um, keto ice cream at 14 days into keto is delicious.
It's delicious. Okay, day one though, no.
Oh yeah, no. Like the first time that someone tries keto ice cream, they're like, "What? This is not ice cream." But stick with it long enough and you will absolutely convince yourself that it is ice cream. But um it's funny. but
I
but right now I'm super in my groove of
okay.
loving it. Um like uh zero sugar Greek yogurt with some nut granola. I love chaffles. Do you ever make chaffles?
For chaffles.
They're the most amazing thing ever. You buy those little, it's a little tiny waffle iron, the little dash waffle iron.
Okay.
It makes a single waffle. So you need some shredded cheese and you need egg.
I've seen those.
Yeah. You give the chaffle iron a little spray of oil. You sprinkle a little cheese on it. You scramble up the egg, half of an egg, little
Mm-hmm.
more shredded cheese, close it and let it cook. And the cheese crisps up on the edges.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I put some cream cheese and everything bagel seasoning on it. It's fucking delicious. You know.
I'm gonna have to try that. I remember
So
seeing. I got sucked into. We were talking about getting sucked into videos. I got sucked into some videos of watching people make those.
so one egg makes two, and then whatever cheese you're adding, you don't have I don't have to put anything on it. I could just eat it. It's
Mm-hmm.
yummy. I love eggs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why keto works for me. I
That makes
love
sense.
all kinds of eggs, every kind of egg, all the eggs. Give it to me, any which way. I will eat it. But if keto is going to be like a long-term lifestyle, you do have to start thinking about egg whites versus yolks. Like you can overdo the cholesterol really easy if you're not
That makes
careful.
sense. That makes
Which
sense.
that's what's interesting about the cycling for me is that usually I'll somewhere between 4 and 8 weeks I'll be like, I'm done with this, and I will trend into lots of fruit and vegetables that don't fit on keto. And it's just like my body's just like, okay, I've had all of this I want. Now I want all of this. And
That makes
then it'll get me, the bread will get me. I'll want pizza, I'll want something. And I just refuse to make it bad or wrong when I really, really, really want it. I'll
sense.
cycle into going back to pretty much eating whatever I want, bread, pasta, whatever. And then I'll cycle back to keto. So it's usually like we're talking about like 3-4 month cycle through different types of food.
Okay.
And my body likes that.
I was gonna ask. I was like, is there like an adjustment period? Because sometimes when you're having to go from different diets, does your not that you're on a diet, but the diet things you're putting in your body.
What
Does
my
your
body
body?
hates the most is the gluten. I don't have like a gluten sensitivity per se,
Hmm.
but my joint, if I'm eating too much bread, um my joints start to ache a little more,
Okay.
and the psoriasis or eczema, whatever it is that I get on my face, will get worse.
Okay.
It it almost it pretty much clears up and hardly makes a appearance when I'm keto because I'm getting absolutely no gluten. My skin doesn't like it.
Hmm.
Bodies are so funny. Prior to my bariatric surgery, I had big old patches of
Oh,
eczema
wow.
on my elbow, behind my ears, in my scalp, like several other inappropriate
Yeah.
places.
Yeah, my husband has it,
After
so I get it.
after bariatric surgery, it cleared almost completely up.
Because what you were putting in your body changed.
It was just I was overfeeding my body on a regular basis, and my skin was telling the story about it.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
That is very interesting. And it has me thinking because my daughter, she struggles with the eczema patches as well, and I
Mm-hmm.
wonder if just kind of laying off of it for a little bit would help. So we take a lot of bread and carbs in this house.
Yeah, I'd be curious, but it's like Melissa Brown,
Mhm.
being a former doctor. Um, you know, it's not like no scientist has um, no scientist has determined that, oh, gluten causes eczema.
Right.
Bodies are different, you know. But I think it's clear that eczema is a reaction to something we put in our bodies. But what that is for different people is different stuff. George.
Sure gets a treat.
He's like, I'm here for it.
Like, what's taking y'all so long?
I know, Moonies. Well, the thing, right before we went on stream, he did get a couple of treats because I
Okay.
needed to give him his medicine. So it's not like he was standing here staring, waiting like he usually does.
I saw him come through a couple of times. He's like, "Where y'all at? What y'all doing?"
Thank you, Moonies.
There it goes.
You did a good boy. Oh, you're a good
No.
boy. Last night, I'm glad this is a good sturdy jar because every once in a while he knocks it off the shelf, and he did last night. Like straight up knocked it off the shelf, and I'm like, you've already had treats twice tonight.
I
You are
want
not
one
fooling
more.
anybody.
Please, pretty, pretty, please.
If I stream for a long time, then he'll, instead of treats, he'll get catnip because you know people just keep redeeming it. Moonies, if we ever
I
do
love
streams, we
it.
gotta set up pet cams. Yes. If George would stay in one place, I would keep his cat cam turned on, but he moves around so much.
Or just like, look, I'm gonna make my appearances how I want to make my appearances.
Yeah. Yeah. He's such a good cat.
Oh,
All right, so we solved my threading problem. I feel good about where I'm going with my threads now.
I
You
like
know,
it. I like it.
and it makes sense because um you know, it fits the vibe of my content marketing in general. It's like I publish content that creates more of what I want from myself in the world,
Hmm.
and people, it attracts and serves a community. You know, That's what works. Everywhere, if it works, that's what works. And um, it's when I it's when I distract myself with, well, what's working for someone else,
Right.
that I get into fuckery, you know.
Yeah. Because that's their people, not you.
Lucky Ducky says, that's interesting because I've had eczema as a kid, but it went away for a while, but it came back as an adult, and I don't think I've changed anything. Eczema is the weirdest thing. Eczema moves around on the body.
Mm-hmm.
Eczema comes and goes in different stages of life, and it's like, here's the thing. Here's what it's probably about is the gut biome. Have you guys read about like the gut biome?
Mm-mm.
Um, I'm not smart enough to talk about this, but there's a connection between what's happening in our gut, the flora and such that's in the gut. There's a connection with that and the brain that is mind-boggling. There, you can look it up. There's connections between depression and anxiety and mental health issues and the gut. They have they have taken fecal transplants from depressed mice, put it into a non-depressed mouse, and that mouse becomes depressed.
Wow.
There's such a the the bodies are so amazing. What's happening in our gut is affecting
Makes a
our
big difference.
brain.
That I can believe.
So, but what's happening in our gut is, I mean, it's a biome all its own that can be upset, and it can be restored to its balance. But that is always the upset of the gut biome can be quick. Food poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
The recovery of that biome can be slow. Um, like I said, I'm not smart enough to discuss it because the terminologies of it all is very complicated. But there are a lot of people right now studying the brain gut connection as it applies to mental health
Mm-hmm.
and emotional
Mm-hmm.
issues.
Yeah, we've
But
talked about just my I think that's one of the things, like when I go and see my psychiatrist, not my therapist, we've talked about just what I'm eating and how like we've made some shifts and changes to what
mhm.
I take in, to see if that, like, we're trying everything to see if
Well,
that makes a difference.
I my gut instinct is that my gut instinct is that for my body, a lot of my problems are related to sugar, not just gluten, but sugar. Like eating lots of breads and pasta that just turns to sugar in my system. You give my gut way too much sugar and it makes too much of something, and then my skin reacts to that. Like, oh,
Mhm.
there's too much of that here. You're like, stop it, stop it. Like,
That makes
um,
sense.
it's just like, yeast. Us feminines have our yeast balance.
Yeah.
You know, we have a certain beautiful balance of flora and fauna in our hoo hoo. And when that balance is good, everything is
It's
good.
good. When
And
it's
when
not.
yeah, when that balance goes off, we're not happy campers.
At
There's
all.
the the so lucky. I'm just saying, like the fact that the eczema comes and goes. Um, my vitiligo, um, my
Hmm.
um, my vitiligo made its first appearance in my first pregnancy.
That's what Lucky Ducky was saying.
Yeah.
The
Um,
eczema came back when she was pregnant with her second.
yeah.
Put a baby in my bod. Yeah, it definitely most pregnancy
It's
can definitely take
yeah.
a toll on our
We're
bodies.
talking about big chemical and hormonal reactions. I had in my first pregnancy, I developed gallstones, and when I was seeing the surgeon, like I'm like, is this not like totally freaky that a 20-year-old has gallstones and has to have her gallbladder taken out? And he's like, well, the metabolical changes of pregnancy can create some da 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 da. You know, like we're just little chemical factories, little chemical and hormone factories.
Yeah,
And who knows about our environmental influences? The stuff we put on our skin, the stuff we clean with. Like, I don't like to think about that shit because people who go down that
oh gosh.
road, you're just gonna end up, you're just gonna end up living in a tree house, you know? I can't. I can't. I'm not. There's somebody I know who's like, won't wear deodorant, only brushes their teeth with baking soda, um, but they vape.
Wait, what?
I'm like, they're like, oh, the corporations are trying to poison us. I'm not gonna buy that shit. I'm not gonna put that shit on my body. It's like, fuck off.
I'm confused.
I
And while you're at it, can you please put some deodorant on?
know.
Because there's a whole lot going on right there.
Yep. Well, but the same people have like I don't drink soda pop anymore since my surgery. I don't drink carbonated soda. But people used to tease me for drinking Diet Coke with a piece of cake. You know, they're like, "Why the fuck?" It's like I drink Diet Coke so I can have the cake.
Balance, y'all. Balance.
Oh my
But there are
goodness.
like folks that drink diet sodas, like you I've heard that like the taste is just completely different
It
for some.
I mean, I don't like regular soda. A lifetime of drinking diet. I don't like regular soda.
Because that's
Um,
what your body's used to.
but somebody was posting the other day about McDonald's Diet Coke. Um, they're like, they said it's they said it has bite, and they're right. Like when I was a Diet Coke drinker, I wanted either a big gulp from 7-Eleven or I wanted it from McDonald's.
There's something about it from that machine.
Yeah, the and they're just there's their balance of
Mhm.
syrup to carbonation like was just right. It was so perfect. It just hit my mouth so pleasantly compared to a can of Diet Coke or even a can of Diet Coke over ice. It wasn't the same.
It is. Like if I'm having a like I need the fizz, I have to tell my husband like if I send him to the store and I'm like, can you bring me
Mm-hmm.
back like a pop? And
Yep.
I'm like, but don't get it from the cooler. Like I need you to go to the
Mm-hmm.
machine and get it
Mm-hmm.
from there. And like when we first got married, it took him a while to realize like, no, I don't want it from there. I need it from the machine because it's just
Yeah.
there's something about it.
Mooney says McDonald's has a formula for their sodas that are different from everywhere else. I believe it.
I definitely believe it because their sodas don't taste the same
Yep.
as anybody else's at all.
Excuse me. The I mean, I make iced coffee at home. Um, this time of year, pretty much every day, I brew up a pot for iced coffee, but I still prefer this.
They have something in it.
I had to
Um,
go out to pick up my bonus daughter, so
you know what?
like we're gonna
I
go
think
get coffee.
I think I got some points to redeem, and I have to go run errands. I'll be out and about with errands and meetings all day. I may go get me a. Yeah, I got points.
I don't. I need to use the McDonald's app, don't I?
I love the McDonald's. Yes,
They keep asking me, "Are you going to use your bonus points? Are you going to blah blah blah?" I'm always like, "No, I need to go get
I love it.
it." Between me
I
and my
think I
grandchildren, I'm there a lot.
well, so my kids have well, no, just me, all of us. We're very particular about how we eat our well, my son and I, my daughter, she eats everything, but I'm like, no this, no that, add this, whatever. So putting it on the app makes it easier because it's there. I don't have to worry about, going back and forth. But
Yeah.
also, I roll up, I tell them my little code, and I drive through, and I'm done.
See, I need to
Easier
do
for
that because,
them.
like on Monday, when I took George to the vet, my vet is a half hour away. My granddaughter went with me, so we stopped at McDonald's. And like keto, I can eat a McDonald's. Quarter
Oh wow.
pounder with cheese, no onions, add mayo, no bun, extra pickles.
So so you're just eating the meat?
Yeah.
Oh,
Meat,
okay.
meat,
And then
cheese,
to the
pickles,
lettuce.
lettuce,
To the
tomato,
lettuce.
like
The
all the
lettuce.
things, just no bun, no onions. Add mayo. um, so I can preset that order.
You can save it as a favorite.
Oh my god.
And it's ready for you. And then
Doing
those
it.
points can add up, and you can get you a free iced coffee or
Nice.
and then they have like the special deals and stuff that you can get to. I just something about just saving a little bit. Just
Yeah.
I just like I'm gonna go for it.
All right. You got
Because
me.
like every day, if
It's
you spend,
you got me. It's
yeah,
there.
yeah, my favorite deal is the 20% off any purchase of $2 or more. So anytime I'm going in there, because listen, with three people ordering, if it's me and both my younger two, that 20% comes in really handy.
Nikita says they get their Coke delivered in stainless steel tanks instead of plastic bags like most places.
Interesting.
And she's hungry for some McNuggets now.
Sorry. With honey,
Man.
Nikita, the only way I can eat their McNuggets is with the honey. I just love it. And I have to always double check because every time I say honey, they give me honey mustard, and I have to say no, I want honey by
Honey.
itself.
Moody's, Moody's, I like their sweet and sour. Yeah, I am a honey mustard person. If I'm eating nuggets, I always get the honey mustard.
And again, it's the McDonald's thing. Their honey tastes different than other honeys. Because like my husband's like, well, just come home and like we've got honey at the house. It's not the same. It's not the same. I need their honey.
The best honey mustard is at Wendy's. Like
Yes,
of all the fast food,
I can. Yes.
I
So
would.
my kids do honey mustard, and they prefer like they will actually go get extra honey mustard from Wendy's to keep at the
Mm-hmm.
house
Yeah,
to eat with
yeah. That's what. That's
somebody else's.
if Wendy's. If well, Wendy's has put their chili on the shelves in grocery stores. I haven't picked up a can yet. I want to because I like Wendy's chili.
I
But that's a
do.
winter food for me, not a summer food. But you know how Chick-fil-A has put their like Polynesian sauce on the shelves in grocery stores?
Hmm.
Wendy's, come on. Give me your honey
Yeah,
mustard on the grocery store shelf.
their BTS sauces.
What's a BTS sauce?
BTS. Bacon.
Nikita prefers ranch. My granddaughter wants ranch with everything.
Wait, ranch with your chicken nuggets, Nikita?
Yeah.
Oh, BT.
Tracy, good morning, Tracy. It is $5 a can here. Are you talking about the Wendy's chili? Have you got it at the store?
Does it taste the same? You know what? As soon as you said that, I remember. I know exactly who BTS is. One of my girlfriends is a huge, like she follows them. She just had a baby about 6 months ago, but she literally gets when their schedule comes out, she goes to she is she loves her some BTS.
Tracy's they're not
That
going to
it was
buy it
on
because it's $5 a can. That is a lot because it's not a very big can.
I was gonna say, oh gosh, no.
But man, yeah, in the winter, um, I
But
do
now I feel
love
like I want to try it just to see if it tastes the same. But if it's
Wendy's.
$5 a can, I can get that same amount for less money at Wendy's.
Yeah, the only thing about Wendy's, I don't love the kidney beans, and
Mm.
they have a lot of kidney beans. So I will eat it, and then there'll be a bunch of kidney beans in the bottom of the bowl. I would
I
prefer
remember.
no bean chili.
Oh wow. I remember the sweet chili. I do. I remember the sweet chili. That was yummy too. That was yummy too.
So, my, um, are we still going to the golf range? My bonus daughter and I are going to go whack golf
Wait, what?
balls.
I'm your bonus?
You're my bonus daughter. I don't know what else to call you.
I can give you a hug.
Yeah?
My shirt's wet though. I just pulled it out of the washer.
Your shirt was in the washer?
Hi. Yeah.
Did you just wash it?
Yeah. Same with my sweatshirt.
Good for you.
Uh,
The well, what else do I call you? I always say my young friend. That just
I was
sounds
gonna
kind of
ask
weird.
her like what would she prefer to be called?
Feel my sweatshirt.
Put it back in the dryer.
I don't
Go
have
on.
a dryer. I'm not at home.
There's a dryer right over in the kitchen, you know.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Right around the corner from the refrigerator.
Yeah, it's around the corner from the fridge. Did you eat something?
Yeah.
Did Sean feed you?
Yes. He ate waffles. Hey, George.
He made waffles?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeez. If you ask Nikita, I make bean soup because my chili just has beans and hamburger.
I'm totally okay with that.
My daughter-in-law makes really good chili, but she uses a lot of beans. I
My
just
husband does too.
I don't.
I think it's his Louisiana roots because he just loves beans.
It's the
Period.
kidney beans I don't like. Like I like bean soup. Like what's that? What's that bean that they put in bean soup? Like
I'm from the South. We eat all the beans. We have lima beans. We have red beans. We have
they're
pinto
like white.
beans.
They're just like white beans. Like is there something called army beans?
That sounds familiar. Tracy says chili without beans is hamburger soup. You don't like Winnie, you don't like most cooked vegetables? I don't like cooked onions.
I
It was
like
required for me.
I like bean soup. I like baked beans. I don't love kidney beans. They have a thicker outer shell. It's a texture. It comes back to a texture thing. I can eat lima beans. I don't
So scrumptious.
generally choose them, but
So scrumptious. Now it's too hot though.
our topics.
Like there's no way I'm gonna turn on my stove. It's too hot.
My brain wanted to go somewhere else and I lost it, y'all. Um, dang it.
Yeah, now I want some beans or some chili. It's too hot. I'd have to turn my AC like all the way up in my car. And the McDonald's and the Wendy's are like right next to each other. I can go get my I can go get my coffee, my iced coffee from McDonald's. Get my chili from Wendy's.
Is it
Oh, butter beans are so yummy. Yes, Tracy. Yes.
do do you I mean being that you live, you know, down south,
Hmm.
do you have the same like seasonal preferences? Like I only want to eat chili in winter.
I do.
Soup. I really only want to eat soup in the winter. Like I don't ever eat soup or chili in the summer.
Mm-mm.
Um,
We eat it all year. We eat it year round.
yeah. I only want to
Year round.
eat. I only want to crochet in the winter. I don't want to crochet in the summer. Once it gets darker and cooler, I get obsessed about crocheting.
That makes
And
sense.
and
It's
then
like
when it gets spring and the days are longer and it gets a little warmer, then that shit gets put away. Mooney says same for you. Um, Summer watermelon. I
I
only
was
buy
gonna say yeah.
watermelon in the summer.
Oh yeah, no. Now fruits, but summer because it gets so hot here, mostly during the day. I'm not going to eat heavier foods. Like I will eat water. Like we had. Oh my gosh, it was so. It's just perfect. Which reminds me, I still have some in the refrigerator. I'm going to have some when we get off. But like more fruits, so I'll eat more fruits and vegetables and salads
Mm-hmm.
during the summer months, and then in the winter, I will do heavier foods. Like I don't see myself eating as much salad and fruits and stuff
Mm-hmm.
during the winter months. I need something that's a little bit more heftier.
Yeah.
But if I have a craving for like heavier foods, period, for like dinner, because we'll make beans. Like I'll make beans year round, or I'll make. We don't eat a lot of soup, but beans, heavier foods like pot roast and stuff like that. We'll make that year round.
Lucky Ducky, you lean
Oh,
to
and grilling.
crochet in cider seasons. That's a good way of putting it. Cider seasons.
I like that.
Um, there's two cider farms nearby me.
Ooh,
Um,
a cider farm?
well, they're apple farms.
Okay, and so they make the ciders and everything in
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yeah. Uncle John's cider mill is a big area attraction, um, to come get some
Hmm,
cider.
hmm. Yeah, we
Um,
don't do a lot of ciders here. I like them. It's usually when I'm visiting friends away that I get ciders.
hmm I do. I like a little cider. I don't want to drink a lot of cider. But I still haven't tried it. Both times that we stopped by, they didn't have any, but they have cider slushies. I want to try a
That sounds
cider slushie
yummy.
really bad.
And that's because they're open year round, I take it. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so
Yeah,
do they do cider hot and cold, or is it always hot,
it's
like the
cold.
regular cider?
It's
Okay.
cold. I mean, so Uncle John's cider mill has a wine barn, and a is it? Well, I think they serve some wine, some beer, so some hard cider. That's only open during certain seasons and stuff.
That makes sense.
But I think Uncle John's is open at all seasons to some extent, but like
Hmm,
in the fall, it can be absolutely batshit crazy up there.
I can see that.
It's the it's a two-way highway.
Hmm.
Um, and so people have to do the Louis thing to get into it, and sometimes that Louis line is just insanely long.
Oh wow.
and but people come from all over the place to go visit Uncle John's.
Hmm.
And uh, a while ago, a competitor opened up like kitty corner across the street, and
Audacity.
um, it's funny when they opened the attitude that people had about it. Like, we don't need another cider farm around here. Uncle John just takes care of all of our cider needs. Uh, Phillips Orchard, it's called. They're very successful. They've stayed open, and they now have a location in Old Town Lansing, like a little bar restaurant where you can go in and get their stuff. And it's a gay couple that owns it, and they come to Pride Fest and give away free donuts.
I'm there for it.
So like, yeah.
I'm there for it right there.
Now you're my favorite.
Free donuts?
Free donuts. Free donuts with rainbow sprinkles.
Oh yeah, I'm there. Is it Uncle Phillips or just Phillips? No, Uncle
Phillips.
John's and Phillips.
Phillips.
I'm with Phillips now. Sorry, Uncle John.
Phillips Orchard and Cider Mill is what their business is called. And so you can stop in there almost any day and get cider donuts and such. They make yummy cookies and stuff. And then they have the new Lansing location. I'd like to go to their I'd like to go to their Lansing location sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Since I moved up here to St. John's, I have become, the pandemic made me a homebody. The pandemic turned me from, go, go, go all the time, all over the place person to, we're home now. And then I moved up here to St. John's, and now it's like, oh, it's in Lansing. You might as well say, oh, it's in Atlanta. Like, oh, God.
Now, how far is Lansing from you, though?
20 minutes.
You're talking to somebody that has a 5-mile radius, so I totally get it. If it's more than 5 miles from my house, I'm just like, oh, no. We'll see. When we moved, I was a little distraught because there were like some things that I was used to going to. It's like, oh, I gotta drive like an extra 10 minutes to get to that.
So 12 minutes left. Is there anything, can we talk about blank? Is there any words you want to throw in there in the middle? How's your challenge going?
It's going good. We're on day 24, I think, 24 or 25. And of course, it's the ebb and flow of, okay. And I think part of it for me, of course, as the host, is keeping the folks motivated, reminding them it's okay if you don't come. Because some people, because I opened up a Facebook group. It's like, oh, you don't have to come in the group every day. It's okay. I promise. I promise. But I've been getting some really good feedback. And then just for me personally, I've been showing up more consistently with the things that I want to do for my business. So
yeah,
that makes me happy.
Are you familiar? Have you ever read anything from John Maxwell?
Mm-hmm.
The law of the lid.
That one.
Well, that's one of the that's one of his laws of leadership. The law of the lid. You are the lid. So the energy of the group will never be higher than yours.
That is.
The enthusiasm will never be higher than yours. I think in the online space there are some aberrations of that, because if you've ever seen Jennifer Burke and Erica Grant go ham on Stretch Yourself Challenge, there are days where I'm like, God damn. Like,
wait a minute, y'all.
They are like, woohoo!
Just like, okay, I'm gonna just let y'all do this right.
But that that law of the lid, I remind myself sometimes, especially when it comes to challenges, to remember like I'm the lid. You know, I'm setting a tone,
Mm-hmm.
which can be challenging on a longer challenge like this,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
It
so
can. It can. So I do a live stream in the group every Monday. And I
mm,
think that's a way because I love Mondays. I'm one of those people that like, when I was working outside that like I would be that person that came into the office on a Monday, like, all right, let's rock and roll,
mm-hmm.
let's do this. And so doing that on Mondays kind of helps to after the whole week of all the things coming, it just kind of helps to like,
Yeah,
okay, we're refreshed. Let's jump in here. What you gonna do?
yeah,
Let's get excited. So I think setting that in my schedule has helped a lot
yeah,
because and they look forward to it because they want to come on and they want
yeah,
to share and they want to see my face and I want to
yeah,
get excited about the things that they do. I genuinely get excited, invested in like these folks' lives and the things that they're doing and creating because I'm just
yeah.
like, let's do this, let's rock this out. So
You're
that
you're
keeps me
creating a
excited.
really you're creating a powerful invitation. Like it's I'm so glad you're doing it. I hear so many
Thank
people, you know, saying they're
you.
really glad they signed up for
That makes me happy. That makes me happy.
it. I have to um my next Stretch Yourself Challenge task is to actually work on the guide,
Mhm.
writing the
I
new
pulled mine out.
challenges.
I'm
And
so excited about some of these new challenges. I was reading through them. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
I am so jazzed about I can't wait to experience this year's and see what it's like for people, you know.
And those
Um
of us that have been a part of it for a while, we may. I'm like, oh, that's waiting to September. I'm not doing that. Nope.
the you did you check out the pricing structure? Did you see it on the sales page?
I
The
did. I like that.
I love the thresholds of 50, 150, 300. There's no benefit to going for more than 300 points. Like
Yeah, I
there's
like that.
and the the um the bookends, like the theme of this year's event is it's time to fly. Um but there's like a bookend on the other end, like I just want to keep reminding people this is not the stress yourself challenge.
That
You
part.
know, this is the
So
stretch
some of
yourself.
us
Don't
may.
stress yourself.
Those of us that enjoy a good challenge.
I
It's a
just,
healthy stress, hopefully,
yeah,
for most of us. It's a healthy stress. It's not like oh my gosh, I'm not going to
yeah,
sleep for 5 nights because I've got to get this. It's like, okay,
yeah,
I got to do this. I want to do this. I'm
yeah,
going to do this. And then, especially, if you're part of a team, it's like, oh, this is going to help my team get to that next level.
yeah,
So it's a combination. I really, really love the structure that you have for it because there's that individual portion and then there's that team portion and then just overall everybody
yeah,
just celebrating and connecting. I absolutely love the coaching and triads part. Like that's one
yeah,
of my favorites because I get to meet and just hear from some wonderful people that I probably
yeah,
wouldn't have talked to otherwise.
yeah. I just want people to publish content they're proud of. I do not want someone grinding out project after project after project trying
Mm-hmm.
to get a reward.
And
Um,
it's
and
mm-mm.
it doesn't make any sense to me. Like the only previous years, whatever the prize was that somebody wanted to win, like maybe it was, you know, free momentum coaching mastermind or free Voxer coaching or whatever. There were people who like literally churned out content all through September to generate, you know, 500 or more points to claim a prize that they then did not fully leverage.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like the only reason to want to win one of the prizes is to want to be a, a content marketer.
Yeah. that's,
Like,
that's that's part.
like why, it just doesn't. I'm just excited about the shift. I hope it helps some people relax and not overwhelm themselves and publish something they're proud of. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just I did not put it on the sales page, and I haven't decided whether or not to make the my best work uh, bonus available. Like,
Mm.
that's where somebody says, "Hey, I want to make this better than anything I've ever done before. You know, can I focus my energy on this and potentially get 100 points?" I don't. I my gut says I'm not going to do that, but who knows what happens in the moment. I might create some kind of offer, because what I would really like is to inspire people to really aim at creating something excellent that they're
Mm-hmm.
really proud to share. So
I feel like
we'll
I know
see.
that's going to be asked because it comes up every year. Like, Kelly, can we pretty please? I love it.
The time flies so fast.
It does. I love starting off my Thursdays with you.
I met I met someone on Twitch that I really want to follow up with. Um, um, Kenia is her name, but she has. I learned about something last night. Um, that was funny. While Kenia is offline, check out Nana Creative. Aww. I'm at one of her suggested channels.
Oh, cool.
um, but she's part of something blue. It's called Bloomix Studio, a place where content creators uplift and support each other on our streaming journeys.
Hmm.
I told her I want to get her on my morning show to talk about what she's doing.
Oh, that would
But
be fun.
basically, it says we're a group of content creators and artists working together, uplifting, supporting, and helping each other bloom into their full potential. I'm I'm gonna fill out the application. I don't I don't know if there's a cost to join, or if it's just they check you out and decide. But it's one of those old school groups of, hey, let's follow each other, let's lurk on each other's streams to boost our numbers and be more search. When you have more people watching your stream, you're just more discoverable in general.
That makes sense.
um, so I'm gonna fill out an application and then get her on the morning
Hey,
show to talk about it. Love meeting new people doing cool things.
I love it.
Like
I
you
love
too.
spending my Thursdays with you.
Well, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday.
I will. You do the same. Stay cool.
We're gonna go whack golf balls. That's what I that's we're gonna Do you ever go whack golf balls to blow off steam?
Mm-mm.
It's so good. I don't play golf. Like, I have no interest in golf, but let me tell you
But
what.
you're just packing the ball.
Give
Okay.
me a basket of golf balls and a driver. I'm gonna,
And you're just
gonna beat the shit out of those balls. Blow off so much energy.
that's good to know.
That's what
All right,
we're
Nikita's
gonna
going
do.
back to work. All right, I will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Georgie.